Hey everybody, Will Fix here. Gonna cover a little bit of territory that there's not a lot spoken about that breaks this particular idea down. What idea? Well, the truth about is RLUSD going to replace XRP for cross-border payments? And I understand the thoughts of why people would think that way. So we're going to discuss that some and see what conclusion that we come up with. Before we get to that, let's look at a few more things. Check it out. XRP at $2.43. It's not as beautiful as it was, but are you disappointed? I'm not. We'll see it rebound from here. I really expect it to be $3 within the next week. Let's take a look at Crypto Trading Fund. Well, here we are at $1.29. I'm not into I told you so stuff because I didn't tell you it was going to go this high. But, as much flack as you get whenever I cover this particular coin, I get a lot of responses. That's a scam coin, all this. Yeah, a scam utility coin that's paying rewards that has hooked up with Amazon and Walmart. It doesn't sound like a scam to me. But people don't like the contract and how that it's done. And because it lines up with how some contracts were done with rug pulls, they really don't like it. Well, I like the coin. I especially like the Polygon Network version because of the volatility. We were talking about this coin that was in at 70 cents. If you were to buy then and sell now, that's a pretty good profit. But of course, everything's up. But anyway, I like to cover Crypto Trading Fund because I think the coin's going to do very well. I would suggest you to take a look at it anyway. Okay, let's move on. I want to take a look at Quant. Man, check it out. It's at $154.56. Do you remember just a few weeks ago we were covering it and it was in the 50s and the $60 range? I was able to DCA down where I'm into tremendous profits right now. I own several hundred of these coins, and they weren't worth this much when I got them. But anyway, if you got some Quant, hey, put a celebration of some hand claps or something in the comments and show me how happy you are about where it's going. It's also going to be much bigger. Let's go ahead and move on from here. Let me take a minute to tell you about this decent wallet promotion that is insane. Okay, so right now it's 44% off. But in addition to that, if you register for it, you could win the $50 airdrop of one of 5 coins. Let me show you how this is going to work. See, let's say you purchase a wallet today. So you're going to get 44% off. It's $99 for one, or you're going to purchase 2 for $179. Benefit 2, $50 of a coin reward. So once you purchase, whether you buy 1 or 2, you go to register on January the 6th. Once you register, the first 1,000 are going to receive this airdrop. So once that's filled, you won't be able to register. So I would go UTC time, midnight on the 5th, and that's when I would register and get this $50 airdrop. What coin is it going to be? Well, it's one of 5. That's going to be revealed. That's the 23rd of this month. It's either going to be CTC, BBB, FIG, ELOB, or XAH. Go ahead and use the link in the description. Take advantage of this promotion. Thank you. So there's been a lot said about RLUSD, and if you look up videos and try to understand a little bit more about it versus XRP concerning it being used for cross-border payments, depending on who you listen to, you come out with a whole lot of different variables. Some people are saying RLUSD is going to replace XRP, and XRP is going to go down the tubes because RLUSD will do the same job and better. And then, so that FUD is actually not true. So after I studied this and started wrapping my head around this, I came up with some conclusions that are good points of thought, if nothing else. Put your thoughts in the comments. And by the way, if you like this kind of content, give me a thumbs up and go ahead and hit the bell notification. Subscribe. I don't know if anybody's been unsubscribed because I had some controversial videos that got limited and some other things, and I've heard they unsubscribe people. So check to see if you're subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, please do. The channel's growing blistering fast, and I appreciate every one of you that joined. So here's the things that I was thinking about. Number one, there's a desirability that will be represented by XRP versus RLUSD, depending on what country you are and what use case you have and what your goals are. So we're going to talk about those differences. Institutions, specifically, we're going to talk about cross-border, and I'll be looking down at my notes where I typed this out and thought about it a little more, so that's what I'm looking at. So an institution that is going to do a cross-border payment that is not a United States-based coin would have to consider some of the facts about RLUSD. Okay, RLUSD is going to be treasury-backed. So basically what's going to happen, Ripple is going to take a huge chunk of money, buy a ton of treasuries. Let's say they buy $1 billion worth or whatever amount they purchase, and they buy $1 billion worth. Now they have 1 billion stable coins they can mint. Now, as those are minted and sent out, when people purchase those for dollars, they'll buy them with dollars, or they may buy them with any of the currencies of the world. Now you have the exchange rate coming into the picture. The exchange rate of a currency, as you know, shifts. In the basket of currencies, when the dollar goes up, most other currencies go down. When the dollar goes down, the value of other currencies goes up. And these different figures, you know, the FX market, the exchange market where you exchange currencies, people make tons of money in the changing of the value of currencies. So I want to create a terminology for this. Let's call this the inside value. You're going to see a dollar, but the dollar could be worth more or less compared to whatever currency in the world at the time is transacting with that dollar, which the RLUSD is effectively a dollar at this point because it is treasury backed. So it's basically a digital dollar. If a country doesn't want to do business with the dollar and doesn't want to benefit the treasury, they're going to want to use XRP. Well, what's the difference on those? If one has an internal value, let's say, talk about XRP, it has an external value because one XRP has an amount that's shifting also, but you can see it. Since you can see it, you know what it is right now. Generally speaking, the value is not going to change much in 3 seconds. And the idea behind XRP is probably the idea of fast transactions. We can throw in here the conversation of XRP may end up stabilizing in sections or in step fashion the price of XRP. They may in this discussion, people have talked about maybe quarterly. They will say fix XRP at a price based on usage. So if the usage brings it up to $17, $18, they may be able to stabilize the cost of XRP at $25 so that people on both ends have a stable amount of money that they know they're sending and receiving. Will they do that? Maybe not. You know, maybe in 3 seconds it's not going to change enough. But if the desirability of XRP is what they want to use, because XRP is not a fiat currency, all currencies can buy XRP. That makes it very liquid, doesn't it? Because if you're wanting to sell XRP, the whole world can buy your XRP because they buy it with their currency, making the ability to convert your XRP into your currency extremely liquid. But having the dollar brings in geopolitical ideas, doesn't it? You might not want to use the dollar. You might have already told your nation, like some countries, you're not allowed to use the dollar. So then RLUSD would be in that category. Now, I know President Trump has said specifically that if the BRICS nations want to create a currency to do world trade in, that is a currency other than the dollar, that they will be having to pay a 100% tariff tax on products that would come into the United States. So this will dissuade them. They don't have to create a currency to use XRP. They can use XRP and keep their same fiat currencies. So XRP is definitely a way out for them to, number one, not use the dollar, and number two, still be able to do transactions across the world. Also would be availability. XRP can scale in price up and down, and countries won't care what the price is. They don't care if they're buying 100 XRP or 1,000 XRP in order to conduct a transaction. Meaning, if they're moving $10 million, they don't care if it's 10 million at $1 or if it's one $10 million XRP, right? They don't care if they're moving $10 million. So they're going to send it, and then 3 seconds later, that other country is going to receive it, and then they're going to do whatever they want to with it. Not that XRP is going to go that high, but we'd all be happy if it did, wouldn't we? But I'm just using that to say the banks and institutions will be indiscriminate users of XRP. Now, when you go to RLUSD as a thought, now it's going to have possibly supply limitations. I don't know that there's going to be multiple trillions and trillions of dollars to do cross-border transactions in RLUSD presented to the world. Now, as they are purchased, they will be able to be replaced, because if Ripple creates $1 billion and they have to use an actual $1 billion to do it, and let's say they sell $1 billion worth of XRP in order to raise $1 billion, then they buy $1 billion treasury, then they create 1 billion RLUSD, and then $1 million is purchased by somebody. Well, they're given the equivalency money to represent that $1 million. Now they have brand new money to go and replace RLUSD. The other side has now 1 million RLUSD that they can use right away. They can stake it. They can hold on to it. If they're a bank or institution, there's no rules on RLUSD that prevent them from holding it. If you remember, all the rules around cryptocurrency are based on cryptocurrencies that have fluctuating values. So there's a limitation to what a bank can hold because they need to secure people's money. Well, that won't be so for RLUSD. All of the RLUSD may or may not be converted into other currencies of the world. But it's not as liquid, is it? Because if you have RLUSD, somebody that wants RLUSD will have to purchase that from you. So it's not going to be as liquid. It's not changing value. It's not as liquid because there's not as many countries that want it. When all the countries of the world are okay with XRP, not all the countries are okay with RLUSD. I've tried to study the idea of fees. And it appears that XRP charging drops are actually, or drops being burned per transaction is per transaction, not per coin. Though I've seen some people report that as the price of XRP goes up, it will require fewer coins, and then therefore the price would go down for larger coins on the fees. If that was the case, then it's a no-brainer. If XRP is worth $2 and it's a per coin charge, then it would cost half as much as RLUSD to move. However, when I've studied it and looked up all of the different things, and searched and looked at how the fee structure goes, it appears it's per transaction. If you know differently, go ahead and tell me in the comments. This is a good point of discussion. I've seen videos where people explain it's per coin, and that if XRP goes up in price, it gets cheaper to use. And but I didn't see that. But tell me what you find and tell me what you think. Okay, so let's go back to the thought. Is RLUSD going to replace XRP in cross-border transactions? Absolutely not. XRP is going to be far more liquid than RLUSD because there's zero geopolitical concerns with XRP. In addition to that, you have the internal value that you would have to monitor the FX market to understand if you're gaining or losing money when you transact with RLUSD, whereas XRP has an external value that you can see, and we're only talking, a few seconds. But in the idea of RLUSD, you might hang on to it. You might want to not transact in 2 or 3 seconds. So then you've entered into the same risk market again of third-party risk, where XRP has the outside value that you could easily see and adjust to. I personally feel like with the volatility of the dollar, the credit situation, the out of control that the United States has right now, the fact that our credit rating has been lowered, and you see massive amounts of people buying gold and silver, whole countries buying gold and silver, the dollar's not trusted as much because of so much loans, so many, we have so much debt, and we're getting to the point where we're not paying the debt down. We're only paying the interest, and we're actually upping the credit ceiling so that we can pay the interest. This is not a very good situation. This leads me to believe we're going to have probably dollar problems in the future. Would you agree? Well, RLUSD would suffer from that because the internal value would be shifting, whereas XRP has an external value that can be seen, and it is not a central bank currency. It is just a vehicle of transport that has extreme liquidity. So XRP in the environment of the world and fiat currencies, in my opinion, is going to be far superior to cross-border transactions. Now, as far as RLUSD being coupled and being on the exchanges as a coin that's used like USDC or USDT, yeah, there's going to be extreme value there because you need a stable coin so that you can realize profits. If this coin's gone up, if you use 2 cryptocurrencies and you use one and they both have changing values and you use one to try to get your profits in, well, it's also a moving currency. So you could gain your profits in selling one particular asset, cryptocurrency, and throw it into Bitcoin, but then Bitcoin could go down, So a stable coin, it appears that it's stable, but you do have the internal value. The geopolitical differences between these coins can cause it to rise and fall, and the credit situation. So I say all that to say, these are the things to think about when we talk about, will RLUSD replace XRP? Absolutely not. But a lot of the world is trying to de-dollarize, and that is going to be also RLUSD, and they're trying to de-dollarize because they don't want to support our treasury. RLUSD supports our treasury, and they don't want the third-party risk of the United States with the debt situation. RLUSD would still be a part connected to the dollar of our system. So that leaves XRP as a neutral party, and I believe it will be massively used for cross-border transactions because of that idea. Hey, I hope you like this content. If you do, please like and subscribe. Tell me what you think about what I'm saying. You may be able to punch holes in it. I'd love it if you can, because I'm on a journey for more knowledge. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you next video.